What's going on, everybody? It's Chris from Out West with Chris, and today I want to chat with you about a knife that I like quite a bit. I want to go over some of the features, tell you how I've been using it, and talk about some of its capabilities and a few of its drawbacks. The knife is the UTKS-4 from Utica Cutlery Company, and it comes with a sheath. Now the sheath has quite a few features built into it. It is a sheath that has some good things about it and a few things that I kind of don't really like. The knife itself is made in the USA in Utica, New York. It's got a really nice look to it. Let's take a close-up look at the sheath right now. You can see the sheath has a built-in sharpener. You're not going to really want to do a lot of hardcore sharpening with that. It's more for honing. You also have a built-in ferro rod and a striker. So let's check that out right now. The striker portion of the ferro rod just kind of undoes like this, and I don't know if you can tell, but I am getting a few sparks. So it just screws back on like that. To keep the rod dry, they have a couple of O-rings right here, which is kind of a nice feature. Also keeps it in place really nice and tight. On the sheath, you can unscrew these if you want to carry it horizontally like that, so your belt clip would be down, which is probably what I'm going to go to, because with the knife in the sheath, as such, it rides really high when you wear it like this on a belt. One of the drawbacks for me. The other drawback with the sheath is this. I don't really like it when stuff jiggles like that. It's just a pet peeve of mine. As far as the knife itself, though, it's got a lot of good things about it. A lot of things that I like. So let's take a look at that. So besides looking good, the knife itself has some pretty nice features. Let's talk about the blade. The blade is a high carbon 1095 steel that is heat treated to 58 to 59 Rockwell hardness. The handle is made from a black Canvas Micarta. It's got a nice feel to it. The bolster on there, that silver gray, is kind of a really cool anti-slip texture. I like it quite a bit. The blade has a spear point to it. It also has a really nice finger choil. I like it. It's a deep enough finger choil that you feel like your hand's not going to slip. You also have some jimping up on the spine. And it's a nice aggressive jimping, so you can get a really good grab on the knife. It just fits really well in the hand. The texturing on the bolster right there, it gives you kind of a little bit of an extra grip if you're going to hold the knife kind of in that way shown in the video right there. I've had the knife for about a year now, and I've used it in a wide variety of situations. A lot when I'm out camping. Used it pretty hardcore when I was up hunting in Idaho when I filmed the majority of this video. And it really performed well. I haven't had to sharpen it. Ever since I got it, it came extremely sharp. Besides being sharp and overall comfortable in the hand, I find that the knife is pretty well balanced. The blade on the knife is about 4.5 inches long. It's a 9.5 inch overall length. So it feels pretty balanced weight-wise. It's definitely hefty. There's weight to this knife, which is something I can appreciate. I can also appreciate that the knife is able to perform some of those smaller tasks, the finer tasks like feather sticking, but it can also really get down and dirty and process some wood. And the heat treat seems to be really good on the knife, so you don't have to worry too much about tip breakage or anything like that. It's going to hold an edge really well, and overall it's a pretty solid option. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned there were a few things I wasn't happy with, and that primarily revolved around the sheath of the knife. And I talked to the folks at Utica when I was at SHOT Show a few weeks ago, and they actually said they had received that feedback from a variety of people, and they had made an effort to correct that. So going forward, it sounds like if you buy this knife in 2018, that wiggly sheath isn't going to be a problem. The UTKS-4 has become one of my favorite fixed blade knives. I've used it quite a bit. I can highly recommend it, and I really like it. It's a good looking knife, it's solid, it's sturdy, and it does the job. This knife has a nice enough spine on it where batoning with it isn't going to be an issue. It's a nice full tang. You get a little pommel kind of thingy at the end, glass breaker and lanyard holder. It fits really well in my hand. One thing that I really appreciate about it is how well it fits in my hand, and it's freaking sharp. That's always a good thing. I haven't had to sharpen it yet, and it still does a pretty good job for the various utility things that I need it for around camp. The UTKS-4 is part of a line of knives that Utica Cutlery has come out with, and Utica Cutlery has a long history of making really solid knives, high-end cutlery. So check it out. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it when you guys do. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and be sure to check out some of these other videos that are up on the screen. Check them out. If you like them, hit that thumbs up button on those too. And thank you guys as always for watching, and thanks for getting out west with Chris.